With this week's daily races, I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to introduce our brand new section that we're going to do once a week, which is the King Realm Trifecta. The Trifecta is basically us trying to get first place in race A, B and C, a bit like Rory's Triple Crown, but our version of it. This week's race tracks are: race A is going to be Sardinia Windmills, race B is Interlagos, and race C is at Daytona. This is what Gran Turismo is all about. Tight racing, trying to put out the best times we can, try and get as far up the grid as we can, so we've got a better chance of taking the gold. Come with us on this journey for our first ever trifecta, and let's see how we got on in the races. So the first race of our trifecta is race A at Sardinia Windmills. We've set a time of 1:16 and it's got us into 7th place. And this is our first race of the day. We have no idea how it's going to turn out, whether it's going to be a clean race or, an absolute shambles of people just knocking into each other. And we soon find out that it's basically knocking into each other. So this was the theme of race A. So we gave it back a bit, got ourselves a nice little handy penalty. But at this point we weren't that bothered. It was the first race, we were testing the waters just to see whether the actual racing in these races were actually going to be competitive or just a knock you off fest. And it turned out to be a knock you off fest, especially for this first race in particular. With MIT SOS Golf being the instigator of most things sliding and knocking off. But that could have been his lack of driving skill for the game, which I assume it was, because he does it again there and he does it again here, but he does get a dose of his own medicine there when Massey gave him the exit to the right. So as we come to go across the start-finish straight, we're realising that that's a rather large bump and that we need to find some way around it somehow. But at this point I am very much enjoying myself and I'm actually enjoying the race. We're still in 7th place. We come to cross the line in 5th. So obviously the order of the day is I must get a faster time. So with 5th place got in the first one, we need to get to a first place. So we're going to follow the ghost and see if we can improve our time at all. And we managed to get a 15.4, and then we cross the line again and get a 15.427, which is slightly better, but then smash it to bits. The next race we enter, we've got a 2nd place start, which is a much better start. Whether we're going to hold on to it is another thing. Off we go, and we're going to see if we can hold on to 2nd place and maybe grab first at some point. Keep an eye on the radar as we have a really rough first set of corners there, and the car is all over the place. We're trying to scrabble for gears and we're going to get shoved wide a little there, but it actually helped us. The main corner for this track is coming up here. This left-hander, this one, is tricky as hell. But I did that with perfection on that particular lap, which I was very proud about. So as we're in hot pursuit for first place, for Hack, we hit the bale on the right hand side, completely destroying our chances of a first place, but we did recover to get 3rd place. But we wasn't going to let that get us down. We get into another race, we start 2nd again. I'm going to start in 2nd gear and see if that helps us off the line. It actually didn't. We went from 2nd to 3rd. Oh, bit of knocking. We got slidey, still in 2nd place. We slide into 1st place, as everybody else is doing, and we're doing nothing different than anybody else. constantly hit the rocks, which is done us no good whatsoever in trying to get first place here. And we're going to try and get round this left-hander, but as you'll see, it's not going to happen. We're going to get T-boned straight into the barrier, which is not where we want to be. But as you can see, I'm absolutely enjoying it. But we did recover again and got another third place. So not too bad. We're showing good promise. But we're desperate for a first place. So we go try and cross the line in a faster time. And this one's looking promising this lap. So I will let you look at it. And we can see how much better we do. We've got a 1:17.2 on the clock at the moment, and our record is a 1:15.4, and obviously we're looking to go a lot quicker than this. So as you can see, that was a fantastic exit. We've gained a lot of time, but we need to make sure we get this left-hander spot on, which we do, and we get a tremendous time boost out of that, over 2 seconds. So now all I've got to do is string the rest of the lap together to get us something half decent, as we follow the fastest in the world there. And we're still way off his pace. We're nearly hitting 3 seconds. Here we go, 3.2, 3.4, 3.6, 3.5. It's coming down slightly. This is the dodgy part, trying to get the car to be settled so you can get it across the line. We crossed the line in 1:13.6, which is a massive improvement. So for the next race, that gets us into first place. All we've got to do here is bring it home. Can we do it? Well, we're going to find out. We start off in second gear as we did before, only this time it worked a lot better. And this time we've just got to hold it together. Get an early lead if we can. Try and not get the car bouncing around and sliding too much. We want the car to actually move forward and not sideways that much. And then we nearly hit the rocks again, which nearly ruins us and slows us right down. Second place is right behind us at this point. And at this point I'm thinking this left-hander is going to get knocked off again. But I got it right. I've got the momentum going. I had a little bit of a hiccup here, but we still had good momentum. So now is the opportunity to try and pull away. So we've got to get the rest of the lap in the bag and see if we can stretch the time to second place out. These are tricky corners to get right. Go down to third, punch it in third, come off the gas, back on the gas, ring it out in third gear, pull fourth, and then try and get this section spot on. We don't want to jump too much. We want to keep the car grounded as much as we can, because if the wheels are in the air spinning, we ain't going forward. So we got through there nice and clean. We've managed to get ourselves already after lap 1 onto lap 2 with nearly 3-second lead. So at the moment the first crown is looking absolutely 100% on. But this is the realm and anything can happen, as you well know, with me. So I've got to keep my head together. That was a lovely corner again. Not too much slide. Again, try and not get the bounce on the go. Got some good run through there. And at this point I'm starting to feel comfortable about what the car's doing. You come down, try and get to third gear, get a flat out and come off the gas to turn it in, back on the gas, off, back on, ring it out, pull fourth, there we go, and then we'll try and get it tight here and try and not get the car to bounce. So we want to come off the gases a little bit just to get the car settled. So we're back to 2.1 seconds ahead of us at the moment. They seem to be catching us, so we've made a mistake. But we had a good exit out of that corner, so we'll get to see the benefits at the end of this left-hander. So as we come in nice and tight it's important to hold the gears and come down at specific times of the rev, which I didn't do there, but normally we go down to 5th, 4th and then drag it round, and then this is a 4th gear corner, obviously, as you've been seeing. So as you can see, I'm actually really enjoying this race, and this race was over too soon in terms of we didn't have to work that hard to get a first place, if we're honest. But the day was going to be long, because although this was proving to be well within our wheelhouse, the other two races were not going to be as easy. We hit the bales there, just glanced them, but we got some damage. Front bumper, front left tyre, doesn't seem to be affecting us that much, and the lead is still 1.7 and it's climbed now to 2. So at this point I think we're going to start pulling away once the repair of the car happens. So again, we've got to try and get this left-hander right, which we do. Keep it flat out. Minimise. We're 7/10 up. And we've got fastest lap already. So this could end up being the gentleman's set, as I call it. The 3 stars. The trifecta of stars, you could say. Trifecta of stars. I like that. It's got a ring to it. So we're at 3 seconds up now. We're 1.2 seconds ahead of our fastest time. That was a lovely corner. We crossed the line of 1:15.3, which does secure fastest lap. As you can see, we're properly getting into the flow of things now. We're up again by 0.022. The lead is extended to 5 seconds. We're now up by 0.165. So clearly getting the hang of this now. And we come to the last section. It's really important to get this transition smooth, but keeping the car going forward as much as you can. See, we've lost time there, so we were obviously not tidy enough. We're nearly endoed. We've hit the side barrier. We still got a 15.7 though, but we're still quick. That was a lovely left-hander. I think you'll agree. We get it turned in for the right-hander here. Again, we don't want it to slide too much. We want to get this turned in nice and tight. Come down the gears. There we go, to keep the momentum going. We're 0.08 up now on the final lap, with a 5.6 second lead. I think that corner was a bit slower, but we'll see on the split times. Yeah, we've lost a lot of time there. See if we can make it up near the end. We've got 15.3 to beat, if we can. Keep it nice and tight. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Let's go. I went to second gear there, that probably wasn't wise. And that lost us a lot of time because we're in the wrong gear. But it doesn't really matter. We get our first crown of the day. So happy days. But it does mean we've got to move on to race B now, which is in Interlagos. And this race is not going to go as smoothly as race A. So with race B at Interlagos in the third lap, we're already heavily defending and we get done in by the domino effect of Marbella absolutely smashing the back doors in of Mr. Kenny. And on the last lap, I just have to go full send, lash it in, get on the power, which is not enough, and it lets Kenny through, and then Marbella comes through, who's a bit of a feisty character anyway, and I decide to follow him through to try and get underneath Kenny to get through this corner for an overtake, which we managed to achieve. And then we've got to try and find a way round Marbella somehow. He doesn't like being overtaken, so he tends to do a lot of blocking. So I was expecting him to block me, and he didn't disappoint. So I'm trying to find a way around. There's only really one corner left up here for me to have a proper exit on, which we do. Lashed it down to second gear, trying to throw it up the inside here. He's trying to push me out, but I'm still there, and he just pushes himself into a pit maneuver. Nothing I can say about it. I was laughing about it because it was funny, but it got us a second place, which wasn't too shabby, but it's not a first place, and we need another crown, so we need to try again. So we have another race again, last lap battle with Ramon is it, and Apacella. Can't pronounce these names, but we're going at it full on, right up each other's chuff, trying to find a way around. Ramon is battling for his life, and so is Apacella. Again, last corner, trying to get a good exit to get the speed, because we've got HRB behind us, giving us some pressure also. So trying to get some slipstream, and realising that we're not going to do any better than third here, so no need to, overwork anything. But just before the line, as you can see, Ramon got a penalty, and that promoted us to second place. So another second place, but again, there was no first place until this time, of which we won the entire race from the front. So we got our second crown at Interlagos, and then came the big one, race C. I don't like the track. The car was okay, but it took a bit of getting used to. And there were so many races I had on this during the day, and after the 8-hour stream of which we were trying to do the trifecta on, this was the last race of the day. I'd raced here for about 5 or 6 races. At this point it was an 8-hour stream. We were closing in on the 8 hours. This was looking like it might be the actual race to win and get us our first ever trifecta in the first time of doing it. But can we do it? Shall we find out? Let's watch. So on the straight here, we decide to go for some heavy slipstream, and we have to make a choice as to whether to give him a push or try go for an overtake. I decide to give him a push. We give him a little nudge. He gives us a thank you. Wait for the braking marker, and then he brakes way before I thought he was going to, and leaves me nowhere to go but avoidance, and we end up off the track, which sort of summed up the entire racing for race C for me. I decided on the end of lap 1 it was time to come in for some tyres, which I didn't replace. I didn't do any tyre, I just came in to do the pit stop and then get out. But as you can see from my face, it was too much now. I've been on the game for too long, and I was trying to go out and try and claim some scalps. So this is what we did. Started out 15th. Someone was pitting. We managed to get to 12th. And then more people were pitting. We managed to get to 7th. We were climbing up the order as quick as we could. At this point, I was not sure if we could actually still do it, being from the back. People from the pits were coming out. He outbroke himself, which was great for us. We're on very worn tyres, and I don't even know if they've changed their tyres yet at this point. He's alongside me, but it's okay. If we can use his slipstream, it'll aid us to get a bit closer to Gizwiz. We go for a third gear exit. We get a good exit. Start to pull on them. There's someone else in the pits. We're going to try and find another place, which we have, 6th place on lap 9. The end of lap 9, we've got 4 people in the pits. There's 4 positions we could gain here if we can get this right. So we get to see where we end up on the final lap. 2nd place at the moment, but we're not going to keep that because they're coming out of the pits. So we get it turned in, get the power on. It's not really turning that well, but that's okay. We get defensive from 1 here, but that's okay again. We'll use his slipstream for Pona, and then we go for the brakes here, and the car just goes straight on. I can't stop it. Tyres are completely spent, not overheated though, but just out of grip. And at this point, my sort of anticipation of getting a bit further up, I didn't think we'd get 1st place, to be honest, but at this point I think we might get 4th if we can get a good drag on dim. We can maybe get a 5th place. But as the line was coming up, I realised it wasn't going to happen. But that was the final race of the day. It was one of the best results we got for C, which is not my track at all. But that was the end of the Trifecta. So we managed to get 2 out of 3, which I thought was pretty good. We would have liked to have got all 3, but race C was just not going to be for me. We were never going to do it with that one. But that's not to say that next week we might get better tracks that are suited towards me, and we might be able to get all 3 then. So we'll find out next week, won't we? But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you liked what was going on, and I shall see you all on the next one. Bye for now.